brings us to the next segment of our podcast. It's called Impromptu Speaking.
Woohoo. This was always the trend back in competition days.
All right. Well, in this version of Impromptu Speaking, I'm going to give you 1 minute to think about a topic. So you're going to get 3 topics, select one of them quickly, and you get 1 minute to make kind of a mental plan. And then I'm going to give you 2 minutes to talk on it. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here are your topics.
Now, I woke up this morning and I knew on some level what I was getting into. I was invited to join Tamara on this podcast and I was excited. This is a great opportunity to hang out with someone I really respect and to have some fun. But as we will see, I have been put to some serious work today. And so while I'm getting a great experience out of this and I'm having a lot of fun, I think that this morning quite well demonstrates that there is no such thing as a free lunch. If you want something in life, then you or, and this is probably most cases, someone else will have had to work on its behalf. And so what do I mean when I say that there is no such thing as a free lunch? I say that everything that we have built in our society today has come from some kind of labor. Now, why do I think that this is such an important comment to sort of discuss and recognize? Well, I think that when people perceive a free lunch, something that is just out there, something that we all benefit from, and don't consider the work and the effort that went into it, then I think oftentimes the labor that was put into it and the people who labored on its behalf are ignored. And so what's a good example of this? Well, when we talk about any kind of material good that we buy, we think that maybe the price of what we buy at the grocery store, of what we buy, our clothes, or the objects that we have around our house, that the only sort of payment that went into those products is the money that we give to purchase them. But of course, this isn't true. All of the material goods that we have around us, yes, there's the labor that's involved in purchasing them, but the production, the thought, the innovation that came into making them, all of the effort and social structures that went into producing everything that we have around us in the world demonstrates that everything we have and everything that we will have is a product of someone's work, and it's important that we value it.
All right. Well said.
Okay.
Let's just talk about that a little bit more here.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously you value hard work because you recognize, and to be where you are today, you know the trajectory, you know the path that you had to follow. But has anything ever come easily to you that did seem like a free lunch, maybe even by luck?
I think a lot of things. I think that, I have a tremendous amount of privilege, and that there are lots of obstacles that I don't have to face in life because of, socioeconomic conditions, because of, demographics and all of the things that have made my life easier. But even those things that seem like freely given, like luck, like circumstances, we know that that's not just free, because on the other side of privilege, there is, a cost. And so I think that even in cases where it seems like people just benefit from, random luck or convenience or circumstance, that oftentimes it's a product of something on the other side.
Yeah, I'm a proponent of, people create their own luck. It's still lucky, but you put yourself in pole position to receive the luck when it comes. And I think, all the hard work we do every day that seems maybe arbitrary or doesn't make sense at the time, there will come a time when it made perfect sense that you put yourself through all that. And because you will receive what we then call luck. You got lucky, you got hired. Well, it's because you put yourself through a debating program where you learned how to cope and rise to every situation. And then when you were able to rise to the situation, you got hired. Was it really like dumb luck, or you put yourself in the position to receive the luck when the opportunity came? What do you think about that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's interesting. I think it's like we talked about earlier, right? Where we talked about whether people are a product of their circumstance or whether they're a product of their decisions. And I think that this is an example where, people can make choices to put in the work, to, train their skills, things like that. but they can only make those choices if they had the circumstances to begin with that enabled them to make those choices. And so
I agree, but there's also an element of just having a really good attitude, and you have that. And I was just talking about that with my wife yesterday, and I knew you were coming on the show, and I said Megan is one of those people that she's so easygoing. As I've never heard her say no to anything. Every time I said, Megan, can you show up for the debate prep tomorrow? Sure. Can you come on my podcast? Sure. And I think when you have that kind of mindset,
yes, to
then
everything,
also good things are going to happen, right?
Yeah.
And you're kind of not getting in your own way. Like you're just letting things take place, and you're just putting yourself on the path, and something good's going to happen if you put yourself out there.
Yeah, that's true. I think making the best decisions you can in your circumstances. And I've been lucky, I've had lots of great circumstances that have allowed me to decide to come on this podcast, to decide to, do these debates with you. So
well, I'm not sure if this is going to lead to anything for you, but at the very least, we have a nice podcast episode.